Good evening, Butler fans, and welcome to another Sunday night of Overwatch action as we bring you round number 5 of the Tespa Preseason Overwatch Collegiate Championship. My name is Cisco Scaramuza. Back alongside me here in the virtual commentary box is Alex McGrath this evening. Alex, the Bulldogs come into this match fresh off a week of rest. Last week they took a week off, and during the interim had a fairly big personnel change. Shelby has taken over the role of team captain, so she's going to be coordinating the attacks that we'll see this evening. So, Alex, I got to ask you, what do the Bulldogs need to do to come back out aggressive tonight and grab a win here?
Well, the Bulldogs have definitely been training. I mean, like you say, a fresh week of rest, but I was in some of those practices, and Shelby's really looking to get down into this season, really actually start pulling out all the stops, going all in. So we were definitely going to see some more designed strategies, some special coordinated moves, more teamwork, and I think that's going to definitely help us out here.
Yeah, I agree, Alex. This is definitely a team that I felt has needed a little bit of that structure, and with Shelby's background and certainly based on her ranking alone, I think she's going to be a good fit for this team. I think the chemistry still can be built a little bit more, but definitely hitting in the right direction are the Butler Bulldogs here on Overwatch. Well, one of the main storylines of this competitive season, since we were away last week, is the massive changes to Torbjorn. So among them, we saw a rebuilt ultimate ability as well as a more offensive-based loadout, Alex.
Yep, Torbjorn's rework is definitely something that we need to be watching for here, because every time they change the meta, you got to rework all your strategies and see how all the new things change what you've already practiced. And I know that especially over this break, we've seen a lot of people trying to try some new heroes on the team and learn how to play Torbjorn, how to play new things that they haven't played before. One place where we're very weak right now is hit scan DPS. So I know a lot of people like myself have been working on that, so we'll see how that works.
Yeah, absolutely. So just weighing on one more player on Butler's side and one more player on UMN's side. So the two schools they're going to be facing this evening is going to be University of Minnesota Twin Cities. It's going to be the moral supports, so a great little play on the name there for University of Minnesota. And then the second match this evening over at 9:30 is going to be against California State University Northridge against Seijo. So that's going to be interesting to watch here, and that'll be at 9:30. But the first game coming up here, and a little bit easier, I think, of a matchup, Alex, versus what we saw certainly last week, or last time out for the Bulldogs. Looking at the team averages, kind of around a 2,200 to about 2,700 is about the range we have here. So you could put your average at about 2,450. So what does that mean for the Bulldogs? Obviously not as tough opponents necessarily. The ELO ranking, of course, kind of matching up teams that are similar skilled. What does that do for this team here for Butler, knowing that they're going to have a little bit more equal of opponents this week?
Well, I mean, we're a couple weeks in here, so that ELO rating is really starting to set in, and we're starting to see some more even matches. And I think Butler's good at not giving up. And so when we're faced with an even match where it could go either way, I think that Butler's resolve is probably going to help them in the long run. But we'll have to see if, going to a slightly easier matchup might lead them to get too cocky or something. Who knows?
Well, unfortunately, it looks like we're still going to be delayed a little bit. The pizza man's late in Shelby land, so we're waiting on that. So meanwhile, we can fill a little bit more. But, of course, this is the Halloween season here on Overwatch. And, Alex, of course, one of the big changes as well that's just kind of across the board was a lot of changes going into the Halloween event. So, of course, we saw Junkenstein's Revenge get a couple more heroes with Brigida and Tracer. We've also seen some of the maps get revamped here, and we're going to be visiting some of these maps that have had a little bit of a Halloween makeover. Just a little bit. I think we're only going to be hitting one, it looks like, in Dorado, but looking back through, yeah, we're not going to be able to see a lot of it, but certainly an aesthetic change for Blizzard as well.
Yeah, absolutely. If anything, I mean, obviously they don't change any of the actual structure of the map, which is nice for being able to remember all of your strategies. But I do like the aesthetics. I definitely like the dark look.
Yeah, absolutely. It gives it a little bit of uh, an environmental kind of mysteriousness to it. So we'll take you live right now to the game screen right now. You can see chat down the bottom left as we're continuing to wait on Shelby here. But in the background, you can see, of course, the mansion owned by one Widowmaker herself. So another map that received a little bit of a makeover during Halloween. But we thank you for joining us here on the Butler Esports Twitter account. Myself, Cisco Scaramouche, alongside Alex McGrath, and a little bit of we're back together. Alex was not able to join me last time out, but this time back in the booth with me here. And Alex, talk a little bit about the difference that you have to deal with as a player to go from announcing back to playing, back to announcing again.
Well, it's hard to go back into playing sometimes, but as I'm essentially a sub to play DPS sometimes, I do also have a little bit more of an insight into what's going on because I'm attending most of the practices. So I can tell everyone, firsthand that with all the changes that have come to Butler's team recently, I think that this is going to be a good week for them.
Yeah, I do too, and Shelby just getting in now, so the stream's gonna
She's
be
got her
ready
pizza.
Here. Yep, just got the pizza. The pizza's in, boys, so we can get to playing here. So we're just gonna drop in here and say stream's ready, and then hopefully that should get us rolling here for the first match of the night, Tespa week number 5. And if you are watching, feel free to drop us a message in chat. Tell us where you're watching from. And don't forget to follow the Butler Esports channel. Of course, plenty of content here all around on the Butler Esports side. Of course, Rocket League getting firm into things now, and definitely things starting to pick up. Business starting to pick up a little bit in the esports scene with the changeover from fall into winter. Some of these esports going to be picking up a little bit, Alex.
Yeah, absolutely. The ESL league's definitely starting for the Big East, which Butler is a part of, so that'll be cool to see. We'll definitely be spectating some CS:GO games soon.
Yes, CS:GO. I'll admit, not my strong suit. I'm definitely not an FPS person outside of Overwatch, so definitely going to be looking forward to watching that, though. And just the readies, waiting on the readies from both sides here before Joe sends us in. Joe, of course, Joe Kirkpatrick, who joined us last time out in the broadcasting booth. He's going to be kind of the event organizer, as it were. He usually sets up the servers and everything, so that's a little bit of inside baseball for you. But ready from Butler's side, and just waiting on the ready from UMN side. And you see the R's pop down in chat, and I do believe that means we're going to go racing here, or playing, as it were. And the good news for Butler here is probably going to what I think is going to be the strongest map here, Alex, because they're heading to Kings Row. This is a capture point followed by a payload. It's a hybrid map, and Kings Row, apart from the final capture point, has been a very good map for this Butler Esports team.
Well, yeah, we definitely saw this a couple weeks ago when they were facing a higher yellow team, and they managed to get it very close to a victory on this match, which would have tied it. Unfortunately, kind of choked in the last bit, so we will see what happens this time around, what strategies they bring, if they return the Bastion comp, or, we'll see.
Yeah, we'll just have to see. So the 6 players, you saw them on their screen there earlier, only about 30 seconds here before, but looks like the heroes have already been chosen on Butler's side. We'll run you through. Shelby going to be starting it off with Mercy. Colin's going to be on Diva. Luke's going to be with Soldier. Jenny going to be on Reinhardt. And then Tyler is going to be on Zenyatta. And Caradwin going to head up with Junkrat here. So an interesting comp here. 2 tanks. We got a pair of supports and 2 DPS here. So fairly balanced squad for Butler here to start things off on Kings Row. And the Butler squad heading out, they're going to be defending first point out. And of course, you got the ticker at the top of your screen. Keep an eye on that. Of course, the points here, you'll get 1 point for capturing the point, 1 point for then moving the payload to the breaking point there, and 1 more point if you can get it all the way to the end of the map. And of course, time is going to be the tiebreaker here, depending on where you end up. So as the teams get ready to go here, Alex, anything you're seeing here early from this Butler squad?
Well, they're all set up on their comforter heroes, so it's all their mac and cheese, if you will. Everyone's in their roles that they want to be in, and they've got heroes that they're very comfortable with. So I'm sure this defense should hold at least for a little while, unless the opponents can bring something interesting.
Yeah, well, we're going to ride along with Tyler here from Butler's side on the Zenyatta. You can see the orbs charging up and firing it in, and looks like we got a Reinhardt on the opposite team side as well as a D.Va. And a very similar kind of loadout for both sides. You see the Zarya play here for UMN, and 2-3 for Butler there. Two each right now for both teams. As you can see, Colin out of mech right now, trying to do everything he can on the baby D.Va. And staying alive right now is Butler going to get the res there. Jenny going to come back up there with the res from Shelby. And ooh, just a little bit of bad luck for D.Va, but they're holding on to the point right now. First tick for UMN right now.
Man, yeah, they all went down, but they managed to hold on just enough to try to give a little bit more of a push there.
Yeah, they tried to hold on, but unfortunately going to lose out that point here early, and the Junkrat track going to go off there for Caradwin, but unfortunately going to have to toe the line here. This is going to be an interesting hold here. This can go one of two ways. Generally, if your team is able to kind of work that corner very well, you can be almost unstoppable at this point. This Butler team has to work together. There's the kill right there from Junkrat on Zarya. Or rather, that was Brigitte, not Zarya. But the wheel Riptire coming in here for Butler. Caradwin going to move it all around. It's going to come in from the backside. Going to try and sneak it in here. D.Va will be able to shoot it, though, but gets knocked out of mech. So kind of a relatively light blow there to UMN by the Riptire there.
Yeah. Losing that first point and starting the payload is not always the end of the game, obviously, because...
Ooh, great charge by Jenny there, able to outsmart the Reinhardt and just time that perfectly. And now the shield's still up for Reinhardt, and doing an excellent job of holding. They grabbed one kill earlier, but the stun coming in from enemy Reinhardt. That's two players down for Butler right there, as Luke and Jenny both go down. Rez coming in there from Shelby as well.
Yeah, getting that Reinhardt back up and give a lot of more hit points to Butler's team, but D.Va goes down.
Yeah, D.Va going down. Jenny goes back down as well, and the Butler line's starting to fall a little bit. And they had the tank up, but the problem was Jenny couldn't reestablish that defense line and basically broke the team in half. Nobody could go anywhere, and it looks like UMN's going to be able to grab that second point here. No one really there to defend it, so Butler going to fall back, and they're going to start working on this final point here. Going to have a decent amount of time here, UMN. 5 minutes 15 on the clock.
Yeah, well, UMN's making a straight run through here, but this last point can be one of the most difficult ones to take if Butler plays this right. See how they flank and keep the high ground up, and that'll help them.
Well, this is, I think Butler's done a lot of learning on how to properly defend this point. That's been a struggling point for them here this season, and trying to learn from what they've seen in the previous events too. Double kill there from the Riptire from Junkrat. We're still on board Jenny right now, as Jenny, I think, got a little too aggressive there, got caught out. And now the Shatter going to come in, and Reinhardt just going to wreck through the lines. 3 kills right there. That'll turn the tide in this fight. D.Va staying up for the moment, but that was not good.
Yeah, that Rein directly blocked the D.Va, which really just ended all hopes there of defending the point at that choke point.
Yeah, and
we'll
so
see what Butler can do as they trickle back in.
Yeah, it's going to be a trickling effect here for Butler. They have to get back on that payload, or else it's going to be all over. But UMN doing an excellent job to get that payload onto the point. The last minute by Zenyatta to drop the ultimate, but not going to be enough. D.Va going to get caught in the black hole, and can only look on as UMN's going to grab their first capture here and grab 3 points here. Plenty of time to spare. Butler's going to have a very time-efficient offensive round here if they hope to stack it up and take things into overtime.
Yeah, UMN definitely did not lose or waste any time in getting to that final point there. So, of course, if Butler does manage to get to the end, then it'll just be they'll have their time left over, and then they'll play one more set of matches.
Yeah, so they'll swap either side based on overtime. That is if Butler can get through all the way, and we've mentioned that last point's been a little bit of a sticking point for them, but they've had some time rest, and some time to change up some strategies, so I'm curious to see what we're going to see out of the Bulldogs. Break down the team lineup right here. We got Shelby switching over to Lucio, Collins staying on Diva, Luke going to go with Zarya here, and Jenny with the Reinhardt, Tyler going to go with Brigitte, and then Caradwin on Moira. Do my eyes deceive me? We got 3 tanks and 3 supports here.
Well, that's definitely a viable strategy in the current meta. You see that a lot. And just the sheer amount of hit points and hit point healing, especially area of effect healing, it can be deadly to anyone who's trying to just stay on that front line. So we'll see what happens on this first point here.
Well, it's definitely going to be a battle of the tanks right now, because we got plenty of hit points on the side for Butler, but 2-1, the doors are open. Let's fight. Butler going to come out early here. You see Lucio going with the speed boost. Butler trying to get a decent look, and looks like possibly the team wants to go the right here. Shelby electing to kind of stay mid. They were a little bit of a fake out to the right side. They probably could make that work if they wanted, but no, they're going to go left through the room there.
Yeah, they're playing with all their shields here to get their pass over to this flank.
And Jenny breaking out the hammer there early, did some major damage to Reinhardt, and unfortunately she's going to go down early. Trade right there. Hanzo goes down the enemy team by Colin there. And now we see Brigitte starting to flank a little bit. If she can catch them out, this could be good. But Reinhardt going to grab Lucio. They've lost 2 of their players already. The Diva getting knocked out of mech there, and Butler going to fall down here early. They're going to have to turn things around as the last 2. Luke's going to try and hang on, but won't be able to do so. He'll go down as Jenny, now the only one on point. She gets slammed against the wall right there.
Well, clearly their strategy didn't work, so they're going to have to go back and see if they can bring that back again from the spawn room.
Yeah, back to the drawing point for the Bulldogs here, and going to have to change things up. We'll take a look at the enemy side here. 1 player on fire, and it's enemy Reinhardt right now doing a fantastic job, and a very similar loadout here, just with a little bit more DPS on the side of UMN, but similar tanks as Moira ult going to come in, and as well as the soldier ult, they're going to try and pop them and try and grab this point here, but you're not going to be able to do it as Reinhardt charge going to come in, and that's going to knock out our Reinhardt as well as Brigitte. 2 heroes down for Butler.
Well, Hanzo also wasted his ult, so that's a total of, I think, 3 ults expended on this point, when Butler was already starting to lose heroes here. I think that's actually 4 now. Yeah, so they are throwing away their ults, which isn't smart, but Butler does still have to contest this first point in order to make it any worth of this.
Yeah, the good news for Butler is you look on your screen right there, 2 of the ults, 3 of the ults ready to go here for Butler. We're going to have 2 more in the pipeline. They were saving. I think that was a little bit of a feeding there for Butler. They're going to get all their ults and probably pop them here momentarily, and we got 4 up right now. Colin almost to him, and here comes the ults. Brigitte up, Zarya up. Here we go, Shatter, and Butler coming out swinging. But will not be denied. Enemy Reinhardt absolutely just taking over here. Another kill, and UMN, despite the ults there from Butler, not able to do anything, and Butler goes down again.
Well, that is one of the weaknesses, I think, of this 3-3 with no DPS, is that they simply just don't have the damage output to finish anyone off. And even though they can tank a ton of hit points and damage and heal a bunch, they can't finish the enemies. Like, they've only had a couple frags in the entire match.
Yeah, it has not been a offensive round for the Bulldogs. About a minute to go here to put some points on the board, or else this one's going to go in the way of UMN. But the Lucio ult going to come in, but you hear Soldier on the other side, and Lucio ult coming in. That's going to wipe out Mercy. Jenny going to go down as well. The Reinhardt for Butler and Brigitte, and it's all looking like it's bad news bears for the Bulldogs. 40 seconds left. Luke trying to stay alive, but they're all going to go down. Team kill once again for UMN.
Wow. The UMN's doing a great job here of countering ults. So even when they don't have an ult ready because they've just used theirs, they're still able to keep around. I think there's a lot of mechanical skill going on here where they're able to just be very precise with, you know, Hanzo and keeping resource management on Reinhardt's shield up.
And you see the enemy Zarya ult, and that's just going to suck all of Butler's morale right out of them, and nothing they can do. Diva desperately trying to grab the point, but it might be too little too late for the Bulldogs, as time's going to run out. Overtime left here on the map. Can Bulldogs do anything? They're too far away. Butler going to fall on the first map. and they'll go 1-0 here. Butler's got to turn this back around into next round. But UMN going to grab the first win of the match here, and we'll take a look at the play of the game.
Yeah, a very powerful shatter there that essentially was the last big play in that match.
Yeah, it was, and I think Reinhardt definitely Boone, the Achilles heel to the Bulldogs there, just absolutely decimated this team over and over. You talked about that this was a team, Alex, that was able to counter ults, and that's exactly what they did. But more than that even was the fact that their Reinhardt was able to not only work defense, but also go very offensive and got some key kills early in these rounds.
Definitely, that Reinhardt was their key player, and not only was he able to get a bunch of kills, but just the sheer amount of hit points that shield has, they weren't able to take out in that shield. So they didn't have, a Junkrat or something that could just take down that shield. So their Reinhardt really just was that wall, the movable wall.
Well, unfortunately, the control point once again going to be the Achilles heel for the Bulldogs, and it's only going to continue as we'll see if there's going to be any subs, but not seeing anyone on the side of UMN. They're probably going to stick together. I don't think we'll see any subs on the Butler side here. So with all things being said, it looks like we should be we are going to have actually a sub on the side of the Bulldogs here. Curious to see who's going to come in right now. Everybody looking the same, and we're going to find out if we're going to have a sub. I don't see anyone ready to go to swap in the Discord. So curious to see if we do have a sub for Butler. That would be very interesting, but I don't think we'll see one.
Yeah, I'm not sure. There's only one other person on the Butler lineup who could be doing that. That's AJ. So we'll see if he pops in here, but otherwise,
Unless they're going to pull us out of the commentary booth and play, but I wasn't told that was going to happen beforehand. That would be a little bit of a...
that would be a surprise.
Yeah, and that is who they are waiting on is AJ. So AJ going to come in and sub in, but they're ringing the phone, but nobody's answering. So Butler's going to have to make up their mind here fairly shortly whether or not they're just going to have to go ahead without AJ and just stick with the current squad because... Yep, no, like the pizza guy, it looks like AJ is not in the building at the moment.
It would be interesting if Butler manages to, I think their weakness right now is just their lack of DPS. I mean, you've got two of their DPS players right here in the booth right now. So Luke's out there. He's a good DPS, and I know Caradwin's taking her hand out at DPS, but I know she prefers support, so...
Yeah, I think, I mean, Luke, out of the players on the team, I think Luke by far has the best hit scan DPS and best aiming DPS. I know I'm more of a Junkrat kind of AoE DPS player, and you kind of just hop in whatever role they want you in, Alex.
But... Right, I'm a flex hero.
Yeah, but it's a not a support flex, no, a flex, but that's kind
right.
of... We wear a lot of hats here on the Butler Esports team, but looks like, yeah, no word here on AJ. So, nope. All right. So Butler is going to elect not to sub him in, and we might see AJ in the second match. But as of right now, no subs here for Butler. So with that, we should get the all ready to go signal from the tower, and we should be heading off to the next map, a map that has... as I typed the wrong character there, unfortunately, but a map that has not done the Bulldogs much good, Nepal. And this is going to be interesting because, Alex, this is, like I said, this is a map that Butler does not like, but they're going to try and do the best they can here.
Well, going off of our historical record on this map, it wouldn't look amazing, especially given Butler's first round there, but that doesn't say anything about what they're going to bring this week. I know that a lot of training has been going on, and I'm sure we've been looking at a lot of maps. I wasn't here when we did Nepal, so if we did Nepal, but we'll see what happens. I know we've been working on control point because that was our weakness recently.
Yeah, and this is going to be a singular control point. You look at the top of your screen there. Percentages going to dictate how far you get in this match. Of course, this is a CTF style deal, or a King of the Hill rather. CTF, different game type, but King of the Hill styled game. Got to make sure you hold that center point. The first, looks like Ruins is going to be the first map for us here. And we'll take a look at the loadout here for Butler. Shelby going to be on Ana. Colin going to be on Diva. Luke going to stay with Zarya. Jenny going to go on Reinhardt. Tyler going to go with Brigitte. And Caradwin on Lucio. And Luke has definitely been privy to Zarya here these first couple games. And I think this is a character we definitely need to see more of on this Bulldog esports team. And Luke's been trying to flex to that, and I think he's enjoying it.
Yep, I know that Zarya and all these flex and off tanks are actually really good in this meta, and we need to see more training going on with them because we've got a lot of mainline tanks.
Yeah, we do, and fighting commencing here at the control point. Brigitte gonna go down early, as will Jenny. The two tanks down here early for Butler, but Luke gonna get a key kill there on Reinhardt, who has been the player of the game for UMN. And the main wall gonna come in, and it's a separation, and that worked a treat there. It separated Lucio out, knocked Diva out of mech, and well, that was the May wall done to perfection, as May also gonna get the kill on Baby Diva, force the Bulldogs off the point. UMN in control of the capture point.
Yeah, we're seeing some very key plays here by this May, getting those walls. Those walls are really powerful at separating teams, and she cut Brigitte out and really just divided the team here.
Of course, if you're new to Overwatch, May with the freeze gun slows enemies down. She has an icicle that she can shoot as a projectile, as well as, well, you saw it there earlier, that wall that she can put up. And it's surprise out of nowhere, Zarya, or I was gonna say Farah coming in with the ult and got slept there, but that was almost disaster out of nowhere by Farah there. And unfortunately for UMN, wasn't able to get any kills from that.
Yeah, that Farah wasn't exactly supported, so it was a little cheeky pick there, but didn't quite work in their favor. But it doesn't look like that was necessary anyway.
Yeah, and you can see the
UMN
Bulldogs.
gets a kill.
Yeah, that was a choke point gone wrong for the Bulldogs, and unfortunately they're gonna have to reevaluate and change a little things up. I thought Luke stayed in the spawn point for a moment, but he'll move back out here and looking to see if we see any changes. Jenny's gone over to Soldier, and Caradwin's gone over to Zenyatta, so some more DPS coming in for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, I think changing their strategy here is probably going to be their #1 priority, because that May and all of these tanks here are just not going down.
And it looks like it's going to be another team kill. You can see Luke on the opposite trying to flank and kind of split the team up, but the May cannot let Luke escape, and oh my goodness. This May has been ice cold with these I had to. With
Looks
these
like we're
walls.
going to see an ace here if Diva can't get on that point.
Yep, and that's exactly what we're going to see. Diva too late to try and get the point. Luke's trapped in the vertibird there, but unfortunately for Butler, no points on the board, as round number 1 going to go in favor of UMN. So now, question is, yep, we're going inside for this one. The pits of death, as I like to call it, Alex.
This is one of my favorites.
Yes.
I love playing Lucio on here and getting some environmental kills by booping them off the edge.
This is going to be map that favors Lucio, Roadhog, and Orisa because of those environmental kills. Any of those 3 heroes combined with a little bit of Zarya play, if you know how to do it, a little bit of
Some
Brigitte play, and yeah, Farah, if you know how to do it. So we'll take a look at Butler. Not much change there. Colin going over to Moira. Last minute change by Luke to go to Winston. Jenny staying on Soldier, and Caradwin back to Lucio. Everyone else playing the same. As now we'll head in and see what we see. Is Butler going to be the first ones to the point with that Lucio charge? Point unlocks in 15 seconds.
You see Jenny's going wide here, getting Soldier flank on that May wall, but they've got a Farah putting in some hits on her.
Yeah, Farah has been doing a very good job, but the May once again freezing and kind of breaking everybody up. Nobody really taking on the Farah. It's a pharmacy combo by UMN on the opposite side, and Luke gonna go down. The monkey not gonna find any success here, and oh, it's the Roadhog. Yep, gonna get the hook here, and Diva gonna get knocked out of mech. Moira goes down. And the Maywall once again is going to freeze Baby Diva in place, and somehow Shelby stays alive, but Brigitte going to go down now as the team continues to advance and force Butler off the point. Oh, double kill there. Double environmental kill by Jenny. It's not enough, those, Caradwin as she fell in the hole, but double environmental kill.
Yeah. Well, we'll see what we do as we trickle back in here. Got a couple ults ready here. It's just good to know for Butler, but I imagine that UMN has about the same. So
yeah, it's probably similar. You see 3 on fire for UMN right now. Butler a little bit indecisive of what they want to do. They're waiting on Tyler to come and join him. But the Pharah gonna start the combat here early. Lucio ult gonna come in, and Diva's going after the pharmacy there and not able to do a whole lot. And there goes the Pharah ult. That could be bad news bears. Diva gonna get knocked out of Mike. Luke gonna go down. And Butler trying to do everything they can, but they're going to go down once again. And just stonewall right now by UMN. Fantastic defense.
Yeah, Butler's only been able to get 1 kill so far, and that was on that far, and then she got rezzed right back. So currently UMN's playing with all 6 of their players just sitting on that point. Yeah. Butler's having a big, really difficult time right now trying to break this this advantage that UMN has built here, because they just don't have the damage to counter all of the strategies and that this defense has.
And UMN's done a very good job of breaking the team up, separating them, and then knocking out key players, whether it's a healer, whether it's a tank, and just breaking Butler's lines from there. As you can see, the May ult coming in, but Soldier gonna try and pick up some kills too by Jenny there with the ult, almost 3.
Actually, Butler's all here.
Yep, yeah. Nope, that's 3 kills, 4 kills, 5 kills. Well, that was a Moira ult that got killed, but 4 kills for Butler right now. Best they've looked all day. Another kill, 2 more. Just the Pharah to go, and Butler for the first time is in control.
Well, this could signal a little bit of a shift here. Changing over, adding another DPS with Junk, that's helpful. And also just the fact that they've actually won something for the first time on this map, or in this entire round, actually, in this match.
Yeah, this is a definitely momentum building a little bit for Butler, trying to get their mindset in the right way. And I think Jenny's ult definitely coming in clutch there, was able to knock out 2 of UMN's players. And now you can see Butler using the side room to their advantage that's blocked off. There's entrance from the top, but Butler using that as a little bit of a wall there, a little bit of a defense to try and stay together. You see May trying to separate Jenny out a little bit. Luke coming in with the ult, but it'll be a trade there for Butler as Jenny goes down. And now Caradwin going to go down as well, the Junkrat here. DPS falling for Butler as the Pharah ult going to come in. It'll knock out Moira. The Bulldogs falling fast. Diva double kill there with the bomb. And there goes Arisa. There's another one in the hole.
Nice. Butler's got to stay on that point, though, if they don't want to lose it. Looks like they are actually going to be able to defend that successfully.
And a very, very good defense there. A little bit coming in clutch there at the last minute for the tanks to be able to make it back to the point. But now the heals coming in. Butler coming back together. And I think a little bit, oh, there's the Maywall once again. You can see how good of a job it does to separate this Butler team. Diva gonna get knocked out of mech, trapped on the wrong side. And now the May ult gonna come in. That's bad news for Bulldogs. And just like that, 4 down. Caradwin tries to get 1 kill, but it's only 1 kill, and Jenny gonna go down as well. UMN's grabbed the point. Might be too little too late.
May ult on this point, on any point really, just gets that point control down. Nothing you can do about it.
Nothing you can do, and that's going to be it for the Bulldogs here. They will go down and not able to even grab a point, unfortunately, for the Bulldogs, and not the way they wanted to come back from the break, but nonetheless, I think they picked up a lot, and I think we saw some key weaknesses in the Butler side that they'll be able to use and learn from. Definitely look at this. Reinhardt once again getting the play of the game. Yeah, this is Reinhardt has been fantastic for UMN here, but that'll do it for the Bulldogs here. They're going to fall 2-0, and they are out of this first game here, Alex. And break that down for us there. I mean, obviously we saw the Reinhardt just destroy all, but what are some things Butler can do to fix some of the weaknesses that they had?
I think that really the only big issue that Butler had there was not having enough DPS to counter the Reinhardt or to counter any of their tanks and shields. Because UMN played a lot of shields. They had Orisa, they had Ryan, and I think they had Brigida at some point. And if you have that, you need to have DPS to counter. And we didn't have DPS for most of the game. And when Caribou brought out Junkrat and Jenny was on Soldier, then we were actually able to contest the point and almost bring that match around and even win it. Unfortunately, we just didn't have the comp to match UMN's here, and I think that was the main issue. I didn't see any real big issues with teamwork. I thought that it looked like for when they were able to, make an offensive, they were able to communicate well, but it's just that DPS, you got to have a good team comp there.
Yeah, you do, and of course we'll run you through the score once again. And unfortunately for Butler, it's not the way they would have wanted it, as they're gonna fall 2-0 to UMN here on game number 1. But with that, we're going to step aside here, and as we get set for match number 2, you are watching the Tespa Preseason Championship, week number 5 here. As we'll step aside, we'll be with you back here hopefully a little bit before 9:30, but that's when the next game's scheduled. We'll see how things pan out. We'll let you know in chat, but if you are watching, feel free to drop us a comment. Let us know where you're watching from, and we'll see you here for the next match. Be right back.